talk?
You gonna talk?
I don't know what to talk about.
Today is Saturday, 9 a.m. and we're here in Toronto, or Markham. We have a rehearsal dinner at 6:30 tonight. I just thought it was a dinner until they told me that we had to, well, not dress up, but dress nicely. And the only dressy stuff I have is for the wedding on Sunday. And then everything else is just hoodies.
Hopefully get a workout in.
Workout? I thought we're on vacation.
Maybe eat a little brunch.
So this might not be surprising to people who live in Canada or who just travel, but since this is my first time in Canada, I won't say I'm amazed at the money, it's just, it's different, right? So this is a regular $20 US bill, and then a Canadian one is like that. But it's like super thin. And I also noticed when we were out yesterday, and the change was like, I think the total was like 1806, and then you just have to give them 5 cents. Like they don't
care about the one.
Yeah, they don't care about the one. So we're at St. Lawrence Market in downtown Toronto. Apparently this is one of the oldest, if not the oldest market in Toronto. My cousin was saying it's more of like a market, right? Like meats and cheeses and fruits and vegetables, and everything smells pretty fucking good. The inherent problem with a place like this is that there are so many things to eat, so many things to choose from that I don't know what to pick because they pretty much have everything. So we settled for breakfast because we were kind of still in a breakfast mood. It's still early. Well, no, never mind. It's noon now, but 11 o'clock Chicago time, so it's still like breakfast.
Omelet, bacon omelet.
But I actually ended up getting poutine, which I haven't had before. So fries, cheese curds, and gravy, right? I think that's pretty much what that is. Yeah. This whole area here is very reminiscent of Times Square in New York. I mean, I could be wrong, but all the billboards and everything. Oh, am I not showing that? There you go. See? All this shit here. So we walked from St. Lawrence Market all the way to Kensington Market. I think this is Kensington Market. Looks like it's just an all outdoor, really tight knit kind of area, which is like, that's like my jam, you know? I like when shit is just all together, people are just all together, just shopping and, you know, doing their thing. Cool. So we're at dinner now. Actually, they rented out the entire place here. So this isn't a rehearsal dinner per se, a meet and greet, because literally everybody here is just for the wedding. And like, I don't want to be rude because I don't know who half of the people are yet, you know, since a lot of us are just meeting for the first time, but this whole place is just packed with family, which is what it is now. It's family. And speaking of family, let me show you some of my other cousins.
Oh my gosh, it was so long.
That's my cousin John over there. There you go. That's my cousin Leo. This is his girlfriend.
No, I had to get it cut off.
Angela doesn't want to be on video. And so this is my cousin Trin, and then two of her boys are here visiting, Soren and Jackson here, even though neither of them want to look at the camera right now. There you go.
We will see you tomorrow, okay?
Yeah.
Have a good rest. Travel safe. God bless.
So it's Sunday, 12:15 in the morning. We are in, what area is this?
Little Italy.
Little Italy on, what street is this?
College.
College Street, which is actually a really nice area around here.
There's the fight.
Who's watching the UFC fight?
What's up?
It's so dark. I just want to introduce.
We'll just blur you out, you know, like the,
So
in the video.
this is Jen over here. She's actually helping show us around Toronto.
Yeah. It's my friend Leslie. Hey Leslie.
Hi Leslie.
Yeah.
Bye Leslie. Today is Sunday, October 7th. It's around 12 p.m. We got home last night pretty late, like around 4 in the morning. And we got to see a lot of Toronto. I don't know if Jerelle's seen some of that, but I haven't seen a lot. I haven't seen any of that. So that's all new for me, but it was a lot of fun. I know I've only been here 3 days, but I feel like I've gained 10 pounds already. I almost forgot, today's the wedding, which is also why like I've been complaining about feeling so fat because we've just been eating and like I'm afraid I'm not gonna fit in the suit. Me and Jerome are about to head out to go to the wedding. I don't really know if I'm looking at the camera right. The problem is I ate so much yesterday, I feel so bloated. So bloated. Eh? Actually, let me show you my cousin right now. Man, look at this guy. A pocket watch?
Yeah, I have a pocket watch.
Oh, man.
But I'm like, nah, I just wear my watch.
No, you look
I don't
good.
be too, you know, like it's my day.
Forgot to show you the shoes, because that's an important piece too. Yeah? This guy's shoes too. Shit.
About God.
So they met and they were just calling, I didn't know. That was June, and by September or October, he was telling me he was gonna travel to Toronto. So I said, wow, they already, you know, they're not young, so hey, it's your decision. That's really a true love. Because he was traveling from Chicago to Toronto by bus. By bus. He would do that like twice a month. It's not only once a month. He was flying occasionally, but most of the time during, well, since 2012 to 2018, he was traveling by bus, and he would go to work after that. So, what a sacrifice. So I wish you the best of everything. And since the time when she came to Chicago in 2012, I think, we already accepted Meg as one of our families.
Mark right here, and he wants to plug into his YouTube channel. What is it?
Union Martial Arts. Link right here.
Oh, so now I have to edit the work to put it on your fucking chest. I had 4 tickets. 5 tickets. 5. So I'm on 4th. Then I had somebody gave me 3 shots, so we're good.
Do the math.
Yeah, I'm doing the math. I'm doing the math. Congratulations to Tito Ding and Tita Meg. Welcome to the family. I'm glad to be on your side of the family as well. Our family just doubled by 300. I'm sure. It's over. I'm a little drunk, so in Canada they have what is that?
Molson Canadian.
Molson Canadian. When you guys come back to Chicago, I'll have a list of places we'll go for beer.
Yeah.
This is my cousin Leo. I think I mentioned it earlier, but I am now, I think I'm 4 shots in. This is oh yeah, okay. Wait, that's Jen. Wait. So now
Whatever you're ready, man.
What's going on, YouTube? As you can see right here.
So today
we got a whole time.
we got a couple phones to check out.
You know what I'm saying?
We got the iPhone 7 with a little bit of crack. So my assessment on this phone is it's actually pretty shit.
Wait, show him the phone. Can you see the focus?
I like how you guys are trying to do a fucking review right now. You want to do it? I mean, that's what I'm trying to say right now. So we're, oh, is that microphone? Yeah. Right. So we're at a travel lodge right now in, wait, this is not Toronto, right? Scarborough. What's going on right here?
I know.
Hey, me and my boy Steve Bob.
I don't even gotta say shit. He talked for me.
I'm a ventriloquist.
So right now, right now, we just got booked, So right now, we just got booked. We gotta get all the content.
Yo, we got.
You're vlogging right now? You already know what it is.
What kind of complaint? How much is the complaint?
I have to call police to ask the police.
Why do you have to call police?
What up, yo?
This fucking guy wants to vlog. You can tell he's a feature vlogger.
Alright, let me tell you something,
bro. But it's all good. He's
Toronto to Chicago, yo.
Yeah, Chironto. They call it Chironto, bro.
Chironto. Oh, who be open? Yo, where are we going?
Good night, good night, guys. Yeah. Lenny, right?
Yeah.
Good night, bro.
Good night,
All right, man. It was nice meeting you, man. Hey, if you're ever in Chicago, fucking hit me up.
I am so down.
Dude, fucking let me know. Yeah.
Jerome, thank you, man.
All right, bro. Okay, I gotta go because these guys.
Safe.
All right. You too. Okay, so I'm in here. Okay, wait. Is the green light on the microphone? Okay, so it is 2:09 a.m. I am drunk. Okay, so just FYI, I am very drunk. No, I'm already drunk, man. Is there more shit in there? No, don't give me that face. That's some bullshit face. These are the noodles. It's Monday, 4 p.m., 4:23 p.m. I am just getting out of bed. I'm actually no longer hungover. I'm a little bit hungover. All I remember was passing out last night at the Chinese restaurant. I remember Mark trying to help me get into the car.
No worries, I got you. It's gonna be good footage for you.
And then I threw up in a plastic bag in the car. Sorry, Jen. I think I was good. Like, I think it went all in the bag. So it's my last day here in Toronto. I'm actually on my way to downtown Toronto to just check out a little more before I go and head back to the airport. So I really wasn't sure where to go, so I'm going to Queen West Street, I believe. And luckily I'm taking an Uber, and my Uber driver has been very nice helping me out, figure out other places to check. So Dimitro, right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm walking down Queen Street West now. I'm actually headed to Union Station. This is like the last of like my trip here in Toronto. A lot of people said to check this area out, which is really great. It's one of those areas or neighborhoods that seems very local, everything close to each other, and just reminds me of Chicago. It's one of the things I love. And I really wanted to just spend a little more time downtown because I felt like I didn't have enough time. This isn't gonna be the last time I'm gonna be in Toronto. I'm sure I'm gonna be visiting again now that I have family here. And then Union Station, they said it's like a $15 Canadian dollars to get to the airport. And it takes 20 minutes. So they said it's also a nice train ride. We'll see. If there's one thing that I love, it's street art. It's graffiti art. I love it. To know that there's a whole alley dedicated to graffiti, this is like heaven for me.
Oh, nice. You got the real deal. I say you got the real deal.
Yeah, I'm a YouTuber, so.
Are you?
Yeah,
okay.
it's a vlog.
So yes, 12:35. I'm just like,
no, it's okay.
Awe.
But I'm like, I'll put you in the vlog.
Okay,
great,
have
thanks.
a good
Keep
one.
in touch.
All
right, yep, see ya. These are actually really nice seats. Carlo, thank you for recommending the Union Pearson Express. I believe that's what it's called. And then I think it's like a 20-25 minute trip from here. It's 12:25 right now. My flight's at 3:40. I know that it's gonna take a little more time because of customs, but hopefully that'll be smooth. All right, so I got through clearance, I got through customs, and it's 1:30. So my flight is at 3:40. I still have a good 2+ hours, and I think we board at 3:10.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chicago. The local time is 4:05. For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt.
It's a quick flight. Back in Chicago, back to work. Why is it 85 degrees? And why did I come home at like rush hour traffic? Now I gotta fight the train and the fucking bus. So it's Friday, October 12th. It's about 10 p.m. So just wanted to give a recap of how the rest of the week went. I flew in on Tuesday, worked on a video that I put out on Wednesday, I think. And then I worked all day yesterday at my retail gig. And then today, kind of chilled for a little bit, and then kind of contemplate some things that I probably won't talk about until next week. Anyway, just to recap, a couple things that I wanted to talk about when it came to Toronto is, or at least things that I've learned, is one, and I don't think I've mentioned it. I haven't really edited a ton of the videos yet, so I don't know if I've mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it when I was in my drunken stupor. Man, I was drunk as fuck. And I've gained like 80 pounds. Like, it's just, oh man. So I gotta get back on that healthy bandwagon kick. Anyway, so a couple things I learned about Toronto is that it's not pronounced Toronto, it's Toronto. The second T is silent. So Toronto, not Toronto. 2, remember when I was showing money, Canadian money? So with the dollar bills, apparently you cannot tear them because they're made of plastic. They said if you had scissors, yeah, you could cut them, and I think if I forced it hard enough, I could rip it. But I don't want to. But I mean, yeah, they're definitely tougher than, like, because if I did this right now, even with just a little force on like a dollar bill, yeah, the thing would tear right away. So that's pretty cool. I also found out that there are no pennies in Canada. They got rid of pennies. In Canada, they have only $1 coins and $2 coins. And okay, so this is the, don't know if that shows right. This is the $1 coin. And I don't know if it says it here. Well, it says Canadian dollar. But these are called loonies. And then the $2 one, you can tell because it has like 2 different colors, like silver and copper or silver and gold. And these are called toonies. So loony and toonie. And when someone told me that, I thought they were fucking with me. I'm like, no. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about when it came to Toronto is I noticed it right away. When I go to different cities, the things I look for is to see kind of how like city life is, because as somebody who enjoys living in Chicago, enjoys public transit, enjoys architecture, that's something I look for when I go to different cities. But the one thing that Toronto has that I see more than I see here in Chicago is its culturalism. It's multiculturalism. Like literally, and it's not even in Toronto itself. It's like even on the outskirts of the suburbs, or I guess the outskirts of Toronto. I'm not really sure. Like Scarborough and Markham, I'm not sure if that's all part of Toronto or it's like the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area. But literally, it is so different than Chicago. So I live in Albany Park, and it is very multicultural where I live. There's mostly Hispanics, but there's also a good number of Middle Eastern people and Asian people as well. But it's only like in this neighborhood. And it'll start to stretch if you go west. I think it does get even more Hispanic, but like when you start going closer to the city where it's more expensive, you could see it's gentrified, right? Like it's so gentrified where it for me, it feels like I don't belong. Even where I like grew up, where I was born and grew up in Roscoe Village, Lakeview, like you can't. So I used to live in a 3-flat, and the park next to me was called Hamlin Park. And we couldn't go to that park by ourselves as kids. Like it was just really dangerous then. And today, it's so gentrified when you go there. It's just people sunbathe over there. And I remember when I first saw that, I was laughing because I was like, you could never do this back then. Here's the thing about gentrification, right? Like, it's great to make your neighborhood better. It's great to make things better in your neighborhood, but not if you're going to push the people out. And that's what's happening to Chicago in a lot of ways. Like even where I'm living in Albany Park now, and to see people get pushed out and forced out of the neighborhood, like this is something that we talk about on the news org I'm with, but when you see that kind of stuff and you see people who have been here for decades and the culture and the character and what makes a neighborhood, it's sad to see people get pushed out. And I didn't feel that way in Toronto. Like I felt that there were so many different, like it was so diverse. People were speaking different languages and it was okay. Like it wasn't frowned upon like it would be here in the States. Like it's just the neighborhoods are just not the same. Like, and that's why I live in Albany Park, right? Because I feel more at home here. I don't feel like I kind of stick out like a sore thumb. Like even Kit says it at Hard Lens. He talks about it on the show a lot, and he always talks about how the north side of Chicago and the south side of Chicago is so hyper segregated, right? Like it's mostly just white on the north side, black on the south side. And like that's not what I look for. I don't like that segregation. I was so happy when I was in Toronto and I saw like how cultures were just all together. And I want that for this city. I want that for Chicago. And that's the stuff I fight for. And I'm getting very political here, so I don't even know how I'm going to edit this out because, well, I'm sure most of you don't come here for the vlogs anyway. So if you're watching and you got this far, that's great. Anyway, Canada was fun. I'm so happy for my uncle. I'm so happy for Tita Meg and like my new family there. Like all my new cousins and friends that I met. It was a ton of fun. I'm definitely going to be visiting again. And there's nothing that brings people together like love. Anyway, I'm not trying to get too emotional here. So I will see you guys next week. For those that do come for the vlogs, thank you for following my life. I hope you find it entertaining, at least somewhat.